Hi, it's Paul. This case is a fine needle aspiration of a left axillary lymph node. It's from a 76-year-old female, and the clinical notes were query carcinoma, query primary. So what do you reckon about this case? What were the features? We saw mainly dispersed cells in some loose groups, and then on some preps, especially the fixed one that I showed you, there were quite large tissue fragments, but the cells within those fragments really showed no kind of epithelial cohesion or arrangement in terms of order or structure. Cells themselves varied quite a lot. So there were some round cells, there were some quite bizarre, enlarged and multinucleate, sort of giant-like cells, and as well as that, there was a lot of spindled cells present, probably the majority of the population, especially some of the smears, and the alcohol fixed one was one of those. When you saw the cells out on their own, they really had a kind of moderate amount of cytoplasm, and there was not really distinguishing features in that in terms of vacuoles or pigment or anything like that. There was a fairly indistinct border to the cytoplasm. Looking at the nuclei, they varied from really an oval shape through to very spindled type cells. They had really lovely coarse chromatin, irregularly distributed, so quite malignant looking nuclei. And when they were present, nucleoli were fairly small and multiple in a lot of the cells. What does this mean in terms of diagnosis? Well, it was a spindle cell neoplasm, obviously, and probably in that site with that history, melanoma certainly figures highly in that. This opens up a fairly broad spectrum of diagnoses, but in a lymph node, that's much more restricted, I suppose. And certainly squamous cell carcinoma would have to be high up on that list, but I guess you couldn't exclude other types of spindle cell neoplasms. I'm thinking particularly sarcomatoid type processes. We made a cell block on the needle washout. This is the morphology based on it, quite similar to the cytology. Really no architectural clues going on there. Did a battery of stains, so the MNF 116 broad spectrum cytokeratin was negative, SOX10 was positive, A1A3, again broad spectrum cytokeratin, was negative, and finally panmelanoma showed up focal positivity, quite strong positivity in places, but fairly low percentage of the cells that were present. So final diagnosis was really spindle neoplasm suggestive of a metastatic melanoma. That was later confirmed on biopsy. So I hope you enjoyed that case. Thanks for watching.